Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. Today is Tuesday, the 29th of July, and the moon is in Libra. The moon moved into Libra early this morning, like around 1:45 a.m. here on the east coast of the U.S. So we wake up with the Libra moon. It did seem like that Virgo moon went on for a long time, which is not a bad thing because I actually got quite a bit of work done. So I was pleased with my Virgo moon this month. But now that the moon is in Libra, it's more about relating and how we relate to each other. Libra is the psychology of listening, and so it's important that we listen to each other at this time. And there are actually quite a lot of good energy for that. Certainly good energy for conversation. Today we have the sun and the moon making a sextile to each other. The sextile opens the lines of communication, and boy, is there a lot to say. We also have a trine between the moon and Pluto. An early morning trine between the moon and Uranus. Oppositions of the moon to Saturn and Neptune. The oppositions to Saturn and Neptune, the trine to Uranus happened when most of us, at least here, were asleep, I think, unless you have a different schedule than most people. The thing is, this moon in Libra is interacting with the transpersonal planets and also the social planets. The transpersonal planets would be Uranus and Neptune and Pluto. And then we have the social planets that deal with how we structure society. And that would be Saturn, where we have the opposition to the moon, and also Jupiter. At the end of the day, we have a square to Jupiter. Actually, Saturn and Jupiter are still within a square of each other. That first quarter crisis in action square, that's a larger cycle. That's a cycle that began back in 2020, at the end of 2020, called a generational cycle. We talk about that in our synodic cycle class. The moon also makes a sextile to Mercury. So sextiles, again, open the lines of communication. Libra is about listening. There's a lot to say, there's a lot to hear, and perhaps even more importantly, there's a lot to hear. And I think, as I wake up this morning and all the things that are happening with the Maxwell case and Trump and obfuscation and what are they saying to each other and all of that stuff, I think, while that's big news and important and ultimately will certainly affect Maxwell's life and perhaps affect Trump's downfall, where I think the people getting lost in all of this are the victims. And I think it's time for us to start to listen to women when they say something has happened to them and they've been injured. The moon is the women. The moon symbolizes women. The moon symbolizes children. What are the women saying? What are the women who were children saying? What are the children saying? We have to listen. Instead of all this BS, mumbo jumbo, obfuscation, trying to change the subject and blame it on everybody else, but the people who hold the responsibility for this, I think it's time we listen to the women. Now, interestingly enough, tomorrow we have Chiron stationing retrograde. It's going to be retrograde till January 2nd. Chiron is in Aries. When planets shift their direction, which is apparent direction, because they don't really change direction, but from our perspective on Earth, it looks like things are moving backwards. So it's more of a perspective from here on planet Earth, which is really our only perspective, right? Unless we were living on the moon or maybe someday living on Mars, but they can have Mars as far as I'm concerned. I'd be more interested in staying here on planet Earth, where there's an atmosphere, still an atmosphere, hopefully continues to be an atmosphere that's not boiling us in our skin. All right, different day, different story. Um, as planets apparently turn retrograde, they're stationary, and Chiron is at about 28 degrees of 27 and change of Aries as it changes. And that's significant because the United States moon is at about 28 degrees of Aquarius. Aquarius and Aries are signs that are in sextile to each other. And again, sextiles open the lines of communication. This is, if we look at it from the perspective of the moon in the US chart, the way Chiron is aspecting it is a waning sextile. And waning sextiles are all about sharing what we know for the betterment of humanity. And so it's time we listen to the women. It's time we listen to the children. It's time we listen to each other. Take your attention away from the clanging bells and the circus and really look to see what this really means for us and where we're going to do our most good. Do I think that this is going to be the end of Trump? Maybe. It's close as it's ever been, I think. He's going downhill anyway. But the real lesson here is it's time for the healing to happen. And I do think that as we move into August, that's going to be a theme. And as we move into next year, which is a new beginning year, it's a 1 year in numerology. It's actually a 10-1 year in numerology. Do we wonder why women can't be president of the United States? It's because we don't listen to them. If there was anybody who put out a reasonable picture of what life would be under Trump compared to what life could be under Kamala Harris, it was Kamala Harris. We couldn't have really gotten in her way a better person energetically to really sort of be real. And so we need to heal this wound. We need to heal this wound. And yesterday we had a sextile between Chiron and Venus. And this week Venus is very active, moving into Cancer. And so we will have our opportunities, but let's be kind to each other. Let's give each other the space. Let's listen to each other. And definitely, let's listen to the people who have firsthand experience about this. That's what I want to say today. And because of that, we may actually hear more and more of that. As I think the government lets down these women yet again, they are not going to stay silent. And so let's keep our ears open for what they have to say. And any of us, perhaps, who have had a similar experience, it doesn't have to be with this cretin, Epstein, or cretin Trump to matter. It's not who, it's the act and what it means and how it is power over. And it's time for that way of functioning to be done and over with. Wow, I wasn't expecting to say any of, well, I sort of was expecting to say some of that, but, sometimes things just come out of my mouth from somewhere else, maybe my higher self, maybe the zeitgeist. I don't know, but that's the story, Morning Glories. It is, it's hot, muggy, but the sun is coming up now and it's baking. I can feel it on my back. It's going to be a hot day here on the East Coast. Please be careful out there where it's hotter in other places. I was talking to a student of mine who lives down around Nashville. It's boiling. So please be careful out there. Check on your neighbors if you have to. Make sure you're hydrating. Leave some water out for animals, especially in areas that are drought. There's a lot of drought. We're all suffering through this, so let's be kind to one another and our fellow creatures. Right, Charlie? What do you think? You think we should be good to our fellow creatures? He lives the life. He lives the... I have that picture behind when I do videos, little piece of paper that says no kings. Well, that's inaccurate because there is a king in this house and his name is Charlie. King Charles. How you doing, bub? People want to always say hi to you, so I'll give them the opportunity to say hi. What you say today, Charlie? Anything? Oh, yeah. You say, Mama, rub my belly. I won't bite you. Actually, I can rub his belly and he won't bite me. But I got to put the camera down for that. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you again tomorrow. For those of you who haven't checked out, I did a video with Susan Lynn on Epstein and Maxwell. You can check that out on Susan Lynn. I think Spiritual Navigator is the name of her channel now. She changed it a bit. Many of you probably already are tuned into that. And Mystic Sisters this week will be on Saturday night on this channel, 7 to 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Join us if you like. I'm sure we'll have plenty of WTF questions and just insights on the week that was and the week ahead. Take care, everyone. Namaste.